Let's begin today's Vanguard news by giving the high dog breeder fans a round of applause for having the patience of waiting over 10 years as Bushiroad finally gives them an actual deck in EZBT07. Houndraiser Kicker is your typical D-series starter that will melt your heart as nothing is more adorable than a lolly training a puppy, but then you realize the implication of her using a whip. Houndraiser Izumi, when ridden over by Houndraiser Hakuren, lets you call up to one high beast card from the top 7 cards of your deck. And while on rear guard, he gets 5k power when he's boosted by a high beast unit. Bushiroad is mighty confident that his skill won't be abused as they didn't put a grade restriction for its call ability. Isn't that right, Luhan Meris? Houndraiser Hakuren, when ridden over by Houndraiser Aoi, lets you add up to one Houndraiser card from the top 7 cards of your deck. You call himself to rear guard instead. If you did not add a card with this ability, then soul charge one card. And while on rear guard, you may put a high beast card in your drop zone to the bottom of your deck when he's boosted by a high beast unit. We haven't even gotten to the deck's mainline support, and the grade 2 right line can already recycle used Segons. It's going to get it on the next restriction list, isn't it? Houndraiser Aoi, while on Vanguard, gives all your back row high beast units 5k power. Once per turn while on Vanguard, you can pay 2 Soul Blast to call up to one high beast card from your deck. Once per turn while on Vanguard, you can pay 1 Counter Blast to give one of your grade 1 or lower high beast in the central back row rear guard the ability to attack, and an auto ability that stands itself at the end of the battle it attacked, but it cannot attack anymore for that turn. And that unit can perform drive checks if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher. The fact that she can only use grade 1 or lower high beast for this ability makes this less intimidating and more of a Graham Grace gimmick. With enough soul and having Hakuren on rear guard, you can keep calling Sega on with her ability every turn like Reziel, but with 2-step verification. On a side note, if my 1000 hours of watching anime has taught me, is that Aoi means water or blue, meaning that this card's name is a reference to high dog breeder Akane, since her name means crimson or red. Reganon gets all its abilities if you have a grade 3 or higher Houndraiser Vanguard. While on the central back row rear guard, your opponent must call 2 or more cards at the same time to the Guardian Circle if they wish to guard during the battle it attacked. And while on the Guardian Circle, it gets 5k shields. Aoi only working on grade 1 or lower high beast units might actually be a good thing, as most players wouldn't overguard a 13k unit with drive check unless they're on 4 to 5 damage. Melgon, when placed on rear guard, lets you either soul charge 1 card or charge 1 energy if you have a Houndraiser Vanguard, and while on the back row rear guard, it gets 5k power. If you have a Houndraiser Vanguard, it gets 10k power instead if it's in the central back row and your Vanguard is grade 3 or higher. Just when you thought the nation finally has an energy charger, Bushiroad locks it behind an archetype. Houndraiser Mishiro, when placed on rear guard, lets you pay 1 Counter Blast if you have a Houndraiser Vanguard to call up to one grade 1 or lower high beast card from the top 7 cards of your deck. You countercharge 1 damage if you did not call with this ability, and once per turn while on rear guard, you can soul charge 1 card when she's boosted by a high beast unit when she attacks. Then she gets 10k power when your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher and you have 2 or more high beast units in your back row. All my whining about Lyrical Monastery never getting fucking punished finally paid off, as Bushiroad actually gave Keta Sanctuary a unit that refunds your Counter Blast if you couldn't add a card with her ability. And it's cute how Bushiroad is trying to sway the use of multiple Segons by requiring this card to have 2 high beast in the back row to get 10k power when you could just attack with her column first. Finally, Houndraiser Seishin, while on the front row rear guard, gives all your high beast units on rear guard the intercept ability and can intercept from the back row. And once per turn while on rear guard, he gets 5k power when he attacks while boosted by a high beast unit and you have a Houndraiser Vanguard. Then you can pay 3 energy if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher to give himself an extra crit. You would think this card would have given the extra crit to a high beast instead. Sort of glad that Bushiroad didn't go that obvious route, but using 3 energy every turn just so he gets a crit is a bit expensive. Certainly not the Obscuded 2.0 ketamanes we're hoping for. And that concludes this Vanguard news without the bullshit. Special thanks to my Patreon members for continuing to support my content creation. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if Sergon should get restricted before this deck comes out.